Good evening, family. Once again, you are tuned in to Twid Radio. We're going to be talking about Trump telling Zelensky to get lost. And I think it was fair, and I think it was the correct thing to do. This man didn't wear a suit. He came in army fatigues, and he came really like he was running things, if you ask me. But let's look at this video, get a better idea of how it all played out, shall we?
Have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either.
I mean, family, just look at the dude. He's a bum. He's a bum. Now, I'm not really a Trump fan, but if I'm gonna stand behind somebody, you got to remember this Ukrainian guy. When the war was going on, his people were telling black people, those black immigrants from our brothers and sisters from the motherland, they was trying to get on the train when the bombs was coming, and they were telling them, hey, no, calling them monkeys, telling them, you can't get on, you're last, you gotta wait. But now, he gets over here, he's asking for money, and you got a lot of black people, Democrats especially, talking about how Trump treated him this way, and that way, and that way. And I'm like, so what? This man don't like you. This Ukrainian man does not like black people. Well, Trump don't either. Okay, well, that's besides the point. The point is, this man that y'all are taking up for, and trying to save from the big bad wolf, he don't like you. Some of the racist people come from Ukraine. You saw it. Go ahead and Google. If you want to see how racist these Ukrainians are, go Google when the war popped off, how they were treating our people who were trying to escape and get on those trains. They were not allowing them to get on the train. They were calling them niggas, monkeys, while trying to run to America, a place where those same niggas and monkeys built. But we got the audacity to want to look at this guy and act like he's an innocent bystander or he's getting treated wrong by Trump. No, I'm glad Trump stumped him. Let's listen to the video. This man didn't even come in a suit. What are you talking about? He should have kicked him out just for not even having on a suit.
So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal.
For 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President.
You see, basically this is a Jewish man. Don't forget, this man literally really wants American dollars to go, and he don't even only want American dollars. He wants American bodies. He wants Americans to come and die for his people. Those Ukrainians who were telling Africans, hey, during the war, nigger, you don't get on the train. You can't go. I literally saw black people with their bags not being able. The police were stopping. The Ukrainian police military were stopping black people from getting on the train so that the white Ukrainians could get on. And so now he comes over here and you've got black people who are trying to defend how Trump treated him. No, Trump should have spit in his face, if you ask me. Oh, you mean to tell me you're going to dislike Trump more than you dislike this man? Well, Trump, he didn't let people rent. Okay, that's beside the point. This man right here, basically, we're telling you Negroes, the Negroes that were over there during the bombings, that you're on your own. And you think I'm going to feel sorry for him? You got to be out of your mind.
President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it.
Of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts.
You see, this is the part where men start talking like men. You know what I'm saying? People are talking about, you know what I'm saying? Well, this is why I hate the fact that we're such an effeminate society. You mean to tell me 3 men, leaders of countries, can't get together and have a disagreement in front of everybody? This is what they need to see. They're men. Oh, you don't want to see this, but don't you know these countries are dying? People are dying. Men are dying. You're talking about men fussing on camera? Come on, man. How soft are we? Are we that soft? And then you know, you want to pick a side and everybody wants to make it seem as though Trump and JD Vance pretty much, I guess what, double teamed him? No, he came looking for a handout. Plain and simple, a handout.
To the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count one.
Now you want to get smart. Have you ever been to Ukraine for you to say what problems that we have? Man, you came looking for money. You came looking for money, you know what I'm saying, and you don't have a suit on, and you came looking for money from a country that was built up by black people, but when the bomb started, you were the main one saying, don't let the black people on. Well, you wasn't saying it, but your people, they understood the code.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to?
I personally don't see anything wrong with how they're talking to him. They're talking to him like he's a man. I guess he's a man. I thought he was a man. He should be a man.
Trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it.
Getting the promotion I've always wanted.
A degree program I can follow when and where I need.
Or maybe it looks
in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good and very
You
strong.
will feel influenced.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and
of
he
the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not in a
Mr.
good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was-
have the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm
Yeah,
very
you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
Yeah, and he just told him the truth. You're gambling with World War III. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. You're coming over, you're begging from he is a gangster, sis. I agree, but you know what I'm saying, the other man is a gangster too. You know what I'm saying? And Trump is basically saying, you're coming over here, you don't have a suit on, you're coming over here, you know, you want to ask for money, more money. We're funding 2 wars, and you want us to care about your country. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. That's why you want us to care about your country while my country is in debt. And that's what Trump is saying. Now, you can call them racist all you want, but I ain't met too many white people that haven't been racist. I'm in Texas. You feel what I'm saying? So he can be racist. I don't fool with them like that anyway. I keep telling black people, homeschool your own kids. Start your own businesses so that the impact of racism won't affect you the way it affects somebody who has to deal with these people directly. You see, we keep waiting for change. No, you got to start in the confines of your own house, your own home. Take pride in going to shop with black people. Take pride in trying to go be around black people. Do you understand? And then you won't have to worry about how you think white people really going to treat us like we're human. They're not taught to treat us like we're human. White people are just not taught to treat us like we're human, family. But it's on us to get mad and do something about it. You don't have to get mad. Just stay away from them. Oh, we can't do that. We got to be validated by, it makes me so sick because black people have a tendency to care more about what white people think than their own people. And I'm talking about things that don't even matter. White people don't care about dressing, but we dress a certain way to impress them. They don't really care about how you talk. They use Ebonics too. It's just the white Ebonics. But we focus so much on what they want and what they think. And you got a man over here from Ukraine asking for money, and he don't even like black people. Go figure.
What do you
You're
think
gambling
about-
with
what do you
World
think
War
about-
III. And
Yeah.
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting, have
today.
you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for
What-
the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that
I agree with what they're saying. They basically just putting him in his place. Trump is a far from racist. We supposed to believe Trump is a racist with Biden and Harris. Exactly, sis. That's what I'm talking about. Trump is a racist, and he can be, he might be, that's fine. Black people need to be racist. Do you understand what a racist is? Dr. Claude Anderson talked about this, you know what I'm saying? Playing the game of group economics. There's nothing wrong with it. It astounds me that black people have some issue with white people doing special things for their own people. That's what you're supposed to do. So if you got a job opportunity for somebody that's black, that's your own people, say, hey, brother, sister, you know what I'm saying? Let me hook you up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brother, I'm gonna put you before them. I'm gonna pull your application. That's what they do. We know that white people will train their people or will have you train their people, and they'll put their people in a position who don't even have the education over you. What? Oh, so is that wrong? No, that's not wrong. That's called racism. And you're supposed to do the same thing. But we're the ones who, no, we want to love. God is a God. What God is a God of love. What that got to do with your people?
if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble.
Can I?
Wait a
You see, he said speaking. See, he's been insulting. He said you speak very loudly. Trump had to check him. No, he ain't speaking loud. We're on camera in the White House, man. You ain't finna dictate this conversation. You're coming begging. You're over here begging, and you want to lecture us about the taxes. My money, our money that they take taxes from is going to Israel. They just gave Israel $7 billion, another $7 billion for their war. And this man he's a Jew as well. He's coming over still begging. Okay, you're gonna beg, but that white boy ain't finna let you insult him, man. You must be out of your mind. Not Trump.
No, you've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave.
Yeah, Trump had to check him. You lying. You ain't been alone. We've been giving y'all money in billions and billions of dollars. What are you talking about? You've been. See, that's how ungrateful this bum is. He gonna say we've been alone. No, you bum. You haven't been alone, because since the war started, we've been funding you. We've been funding you the whole time the Ukraine war started. Not to mention, when the bombs took off and started hitting over there, it was the black people by your police who were saying, no, you can't get on before the whites. But you're over here in a country where black people have built up, asking for black $40+ million from black owned taxpayers. 40 million black owned Americans over here, 40 million of us are paying taxes to fund your war. But when the war started, you're going to tell the black people, no, let the whites get on first. Now, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm glad Trump stumped on you. You out of your mind.
You through this stupid president $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military.
Did you catch what he said? The audacity. He said, you voted for your president. You voted for. Look, Trump should have slapped him. He go tell this man, you voted for your president. Man, get out of here.
What about
if you didn't have our military equipment, if you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days.
See how he just waving this man off? You see, this man was so disrespectful. He was so disrespectful. I'm going to rewind that real quick. He pretty much just waved Trump off. Let me go back to that.
They had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have our military equipment, our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days.
You see how he just waved him? You just waved him off? Yeah, I've heard it from Putin in 3 days. I've heard it. He just waved him off. Like, yeah, man. And people acting like Trump really disrespected this man. No, this man came, wasn't dressed right. He came, you know what I'm saying, trying to play the blame game. You know what I'm saying? Just being real disrespectful. And you mean it, begging for billions of dollars. Man, you must be. That's what them Jews do, though.
This is something
maybe
new
less
in 2 weeks. Of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you,
just say thank you.
I said a lot of
accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
He said, ask our people about a ceasefire, what they, and no. Nobody care about what your people think about a ceasefire because your people aren't funding this war. Your people are actually running over here to get away from the war. So we don't care about what your people think. That's what Trump is saying. Trump is saying, I'm focused on my people because we're in debt, because we're funding a war where you idiot, you're not trying to come to a ceasefire.
For you, what
that
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means, it
That was with
wasn't you.
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make,
Um,
because the attitudes have to change.
what if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks?
If you're here in Texas and you've got an old air conditioning system or heating system that you've been thinking of replacing,
These talks? What do we do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you
but
saying?
what
She's
if
asking, what if Russia
Putin
breaks the
breaks
ceasefire?
for the-
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
But they have
Okay?
broken
What if they
ceasefire
broke it?
many
I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
But all-
Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia, the 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And
Trump said, I've empowered you to be a good tough guy. I'm glad he's talking to the little, look at him. He look like a little kid. He coming over begging for money. See, my issue with this dude right here, because this is really white folks' business. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on it. But my thing with him is, I remember when the war started, and I remember the Africans over there in his hometown in Ukraine who were not allowed to get on the bus before the whites. I remember that. I remember that vividly. So when I see this clown over here looking like a kid asking for money, I have absolutely no sympathy, because I remember how your people treated black people who was trying to flee from the same death that your own white people were trying to flee from. But what did he say and his people say? His people said, no blacks, you can't get on before the whites. Yeah, that's what the Ukrainians was telling those black Nigerians, all those black students. There was a black student over there. She was trapped because she couldn't even go anywhere. And now this clown wants black people to feel sorry for him, talking about Trump disrespect. No, Trump didn't disrespect you. You disrespected the black man and the black woman first.
I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right. I think.
Family, that's pretty much it. Family, you've been rocking with Twid. Twid stands for That's What I Do. Don't forget to catch us next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, family. And once again, all praise to the Most High. Peace.